Local Kingpin is on-demand lead generation, and it truly is. And so this is what we're going to cover today. Why lead gen, monetization models, how to get fast results, and some examples. Okay, so let's jump right into it. Why lead gen? Every business needs leads, guys. Every single business needs leads. That is the lifeblood of any local business, right? Is leads. They need leads. And in case you haven't realized this already, SEO is becoming harder and harder and less effective to generate leads, other than perhaps in the Maps pack. And on the sales page for Local Kingpin, I specifically talk about this and use examples and show examples of the search engine results pages. And those of you that are on the webinar now, you can open another browser tab and test this for yourself. Most of the time, for a lot of local keywords with local intent, you'll see as many as 4 ads above the Maps pack now. And in the Maps pack is 3 ads. There's a map, and then there's 3 listings. So in order for you to get to the first organic listing, or a visitor to get a searcher to get to the first organic listing, they have to pass by as many as 7 other sites, right? So 7 competitors. And so if you're doing like SEO, and traditionally people were doing, you know, maps and organic SEO, organic SEO is really not that effective for generating leads as it used to be. In fact, my lead gen business, for all the properties that had focused primarily on just organic, the ones that did not have maps locations, okay, I saw my call volume drop by as much as 60%. And that's unacceptable. That's just no way, you know, that's a lot of lost revenue. And so besides getting physical locations in every city that I wanted to target, which is another nightmare in itself, right? That's a whole nother challenge in itself. There was really only one other option, and that was AdWords. And that's really why I started getting in AdWords. I used to think that I would never do pay-per-click, but you know, times are evolving, and so should I, right? So should we as marketers. So every business needs leads. And if you're able to produce leads for a business, you become invaluable to them, right? And so when I talk about lead gen, I talk about building your own portfolio of digital assets, because you maintain control if you build your own, you build your business instead of others. Now, don't get me wrong, you can do client work and client consulting and AdWords management for clients and stuff. That's certainly a way to go. But remember, you're always working on other people's assets at that point. And I recommend going with lead gen, where you build your own digital assets, because you maintain ultimate control and you own those properties. You own that stream of revenue. So that, and you know, even if a service provider who was either purchasing leads from you or you know, whatever, if you're providing lead gen services and you own the digital assets, if that service provider decides that they no longer want your leads, which I can't imagine why they wouldn't, but if you just don't get along with them, or they don't like you or whatever, and they decide they don't want to purchase your leads anymore, guess what? They're still your leads. You still have leads coming in that you can sell to their competitor now. Whereas with a client consulting, where you're doing client work and you're working on their campaigns, then if at any time they decide they don't need you anymore, you lost that stream of revenue and all the work that you put into it, right? And so I recommend lead gen and building your own portfolio of digital assets, and you can actually kind of still do that even while providing services to clients. And we'll talk about that maybe a little bit more if we have time. And lastly, maintain control. I just mentioned that, but you know, being a lead gen professional, especially building your own digital assets, you end up keeping control throughout the entire process, which is really critical in my opinion, because honestly, I don't like having clients that are needy and that, you know, are always looking for extras and freebies, and, you know, can be a pain in the ass to deal with. I'm sure a lot of you know that. Some of you may only do client work, and that's fine. This method still applies, but I just recommend, you know, personally, my type of personality is I like to maintain control at all times, so that I really don't have to answer to anybody. All I have to do is produce results. If that makes sense.